Time moves on, and now you're gone.
Cinema Anime Game Music Orchestra played Set Me Free Part 2 by Jimin in participation of Korean pianist Shin Ji-ho. KAGMO is an international orchestra, specializing in orchestral arrangements of contemporary music. Jimin truly made a masterpiece. He is brilliant, and true art doesn't need awards. Although Set Me Free was robbed and snubbed, and I will never forget that. It will pave its own way. Producer Jun discussed about Jimin's voice. In interview he said, "Singers need to have a good tone for people to listen to them. Especially in terms of tone, Jimin Sunbeam's voice is the best." And this is not the first producer who said this. Every producers and music expert loves Jimin's voice and they always praise him. Because his voice is so unique, soft yet powerful. Closer Than This has now achieved 115 number ones on iTunes worldwide as Antigua and Barbuda joins the list, and Like Crazy by Jimin becomes the first song in the history of Spotify South Korea daily chart to surpass 25 million total charting streams. Jimin's multifaceted billboard for Dior Spring 2024 was spotted at Hanam-daero, Yongsan-gu in Seoul. Korean-Australian artist Jacob Van Hypen listened to The Truth Untold in his live and showed appreciation for Jimin's voice. During Jimin part he said, "Such an amazing voice. Like Crazy by Jimin has now become the fifth longest song by K-pop act, 152, surpassing How You Like That, 150, by Blackpink on Spotify Brazil chart. Jimin becomes the third K-pop act to reach this milestone. Jimin spends another week at number 1 on Spotify South Korea weekly top artists. He is now the first and only solo artist to top the chart for 33 weeks. Jimin Closer Than This won the most memorable promotion in the fourth quarter on Kyoto. It garnered 70,888 or 42% of the total votes. With this, Jimin will receive a CM board advertisement. Dance expert Kim Suni gives Jimin high praise in an insightful analysis. He said, Park Jimin is an idol with overflowing charms and a performing artist who is not confined to any genre on stage but instead uses his body to express his inner self. Song Ju-young, a DevOps engineer in charge of BTS online fan service and Korea's first ever AWS container hero, talked about Jimin and shared one of his encounters with him. He said, "If you ask me who is my favorite in BTS, it's Jimin. His body is so beautiful. There's a person with such beautiful body line, even though his body was small. The moment I got so touched was his attitude. Despite the fact that it was his first time seeing me, he bowed deeply with a bright expression on his face. The image he is known for is exactly the same as I saw in real life."
그 모습을 보면서 끝없이 노력하는 밝은 이런 이미지가 잡혀 있단 말이에요. 그렇게 알려져 있는 이미지가 실제 본 이미지와 똑같구나라는 걸 그때 알게 됐어요.
And latest news. Recently, Weverse had shared a post on Twitter in which he praised J-Hope a lot while giving him the title of Best Contemporary Dancer in Spring Day. Weaver wrote down everything related to the Spring Day song and expect only two things he didn't mention. The first one is Spring Day song was written by RM, and second one was Jimin is the only BTS member who knows contemporary dance very well. And Jimin is the one whose Spring Day killing part was very famous. We all know the fact that Weverse created by Hybe Corporation, Wafers magazine almost rewriting everything and gaslighting reader. In the magazine they talking about contemporary dance, but didn't mention Jimin, and they're not giving credit to Namjoon who wrote the lyrics. Many people said that it is not a big deal, it is a small coincidence, but they did the same thing many times. Did you guys also felt that it is a coincidence? And if it is a mistake, then why did they do the same thing multiple times? And I still can't forget what did Wafers write when JM got his first historical record number 1, I don't know, but seriously something is weird with their behavior regarding RM and Jimin. This problem has been going on for far too long, but it doesn't mean time after time the company can keep downplaying some members. It's gaslighting and brainwashing something. It's a serious thing when the article comes from Hybe. They ignoring their own members. And this is the reality. If you guys like JM News Editor channel, then please click on thank button and give a small amount of thanks, because your small thanks amount makes us happy.